Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
Fade in.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f yourself. But go f yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
What's the matter? Take yourself a great big bite of meat. Taste the pleasure of the highest quality pork around.
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
You gotta watch it. You gotta hit the like button.
We've got to get it up for him, guys. Come on, everyone who's watching this video needs to
that.
go over
Don't
there,
say it like that.
And share the video. We gotta keep going.
Don't they have to get it up for me? Don't say it like that. God damn it.
Bella Downsy fingered Dora the Explorer on HBO.
I'll show you guys, gay. Here's the man I just had sex with.
I want it to be a good film. This is what I want going into this. But I know for sure I'm going to be bent over and unspeakable things are going to be done to my hiney. And I don't want that.
I'm still jerking off in front of my console.
But I'm so apathetic to Star Wars that this episode could have featured Yoda riding on a dildo being wielded by R2-D2, and I would have the same reaction.
I dangled for too long there. That wasn't fun.
I'm retarded.
I do not know if I'm a girl anymore. I think I'm a they, them. What are you talking about?
But we don't want Revan touched. No.
Agreed.
You don't want anything good touched.
No.
Agreed.
Yeah. Because, Disney Star Wars is a bad touch.
It is a bad touch.
Touches you in the bad place.
It's a bad touch.
Show me on the doll where Disney Star Wars touched you.
I need a bigger doll.
Oh, God.
There's no doll left.
You know what? There is a single reason why I wouldn't want to become a merman. I wouldn't have my penis anymore.
Stop touching my penis. Stop doing that. I did not consent to this type of touching. Stop it. It's wrong.
I'm not gonna try and win hearts and minds, pretend I'm something I'm not. They make a video game. No, it's bullshit. Not real.
And I gotta say, any person who uses a Funko Pop or gets a Funko Pop immediately disqualifies themselves from any fan discussion.
Unless you're getting it for a mocking reason to make fun of something.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Or if it's a gift from someone.
Both of y'all suck. I hate you both.
If it's a gift from someone who doesn't know better, that's fine. I have a couple of those. But if you're going out collecting Funko Pops,
no, you're retarded. Funko Pops are awesome. I hate myself. I have a problem.
I've got loads of them.
You're a girl. You're allowed to do it. You're a girl.
It's okay for girls. Yeah, they're exempt. Dre, this is not okay. We need to have an intervention.
I have a problem. I've got no shame.
I'd work with Haley Atwell every day.
But
with 2 hands. With 2 hands even.
Before you go, one question.
Yes?
Where in the galaxy is Sanusi?
Show us your tits and I'll tell you.
When I was swarmed by bugs, Dom H, the hero that he is, waded into that maelstrom of claws and jaws and gook and pulled my dead ass out and got me to safety on the ship. Dom H is a patriot and a hero.
Yeah, that was really gay.
Hey, man, you don't know what it's like being in the shit with the bugs everywhere, man. It's terror. It's a nightmare. It's horrible.
Bugs make you gay? Kind of explaining why Bill Gates is pushing so hard for us to eat bugs.
Let me do it myself here. Let me get it up real quick. Hey, shut up. Shut up. I didn't mean it like that, you perverts.
Yo, you let the joint hit the back of your throat. Have you no shame?
Liar!
Again, I went to go see Deadpool last year, and Captain America trailer played, and somebody thought that was Hawkeye.
I mean, it is.
Well, No, it's I hang on, brain. But hey, I need a restart. Hang on.
That Dermy comment broke us both because I heard Falcon too.
No, I heard Hawkeye.
Oh.
You heard Hawkeye, but it's like
Hawkeye.
there's 3 all wrongs right
I
there.
heard Hawkeye.
This is why I do crystal meth.
And these tool bags wouldn't know quality if it walked up and motorboated them. Because, you're going to motorboat quality.
Wait, what?
Quality boobs. You want to motorboat quality boobs.
There we go. All better now. Man, titties are the greatest things on earth.
They really are.
They are.
Watching Beardo's reaction to some of that stuff, it's like, yes. It's perfect. Hail and howdy, everybody. Welcome to the round table where we've got one topic today. One topic and one topic only because it's what everybody wants to talk about and listen to. And we have stuff to say. Jed, my old friend, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Today has been a great day to eat because we have the Superman stuff to talk about. I've been laughing at the Doctor Who stuff. There's not a whole lot to talk about. Chudigatwa just thinks he's old at the age of 32 and too old to play the Doctor, even though Peter Capaldi started when he was 57. So just a lot of things to laugh at. And I think we're going to have a great time discussing James Gunn presents James Gunn's Superman, a James Gunn film. So this will be a great stream, I think.
Yep. And we have a guest, Fear the Beardo. Welcome back to the channel, Beardo.
What's up, boys? You didn't give me my proper introduction.
Oh, my favorite Goyim.
Thank you. Thank you. What's up, boys? Yes, I'm just about all Superman down. I think this is gonna be the last stream where I actually give a fuck about talking about Superman because I'm done.
Yeah, I've done a review. I spent a day working on my review, a whole night thinking about it, and then a whole 3-4 hours the next day working on and getting it out. And I've been talking about literally counting today for the past 72 hours. So, like you, this is it. After this, I'm done. It's box office, and here's the man, the proud father.
Let's go.
I knew you were going to make it for this. I knew you were, and I have no idea what your thoughts are on this. So,
yeah. We have much to discuss. Much to discuss.
Oh, I like the sound of that. I like it. I feel like there's going to be an echo chamber here today. I really do.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get interesting. That's for sure.
All right.
Before you go get started, Adam, how do I sound? Do I sound really low or really high?
You're a little hot, but I can
high.
adjust it. I can adjust it on my end now.
Jed was a little low.
I adjusted everybody. I've been
okay.
You've been messing
StreamYard
with us?
has a new audio adjustment thing on my end where I can adjust everybody's levels. So I've been messing with it for the past 30 seconds.
Okay,
so
cool. Yeah, because I got a new mixer and I got a new microphone.
I saw that. Yeah.
So I'm playing around. So I gotta see how StreamYard treats me.
Yeah, I've got you right now pretty high. I think I've got everybody just right. I reserve the right to mess with it.
Testing.
You're good. You're good.
That's where I'm going to be at when I start talking shit about this movie.
Yeah. Dre, how you doing, man? You're 2 weeks into being a dad. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm 2 weeks into daddyhood. It's been freaking wild. I have never been this elated and so terrified at the same time. It's a wild experience that I did not know I was going to get into. If I may, can I tell you this story of how?
Go right ahead. Let's start off nice, and then we'll dive right into it.
Because we got some filth to get into.
Yeah.
So my wife was in 3 hours of labor before my son was born. That's it. 3 hours.
That's it. That's quick.
That's it. Yeah, real quick.
Yeah.
So our doula didn't show up, of course. For those that don't know what a doula is, they help with the pregnancy, they help coach you, whatever. So I had to be the doula in the delivery room. So yeah, things got wild. Old Dreezy had to strap on some gloves, get his mask on, and I assisted with the delivery of my son. It was a wild experience, an absolutely wild experience. That I will never forget for the rest of my life. My wife doesn't remember it because we end up having to coke her up. We were near the end of it. But yeah, it was a wild experience, and it was something to behold. I was cool all the way through until I
right.
saw his head pop out. When his head popped out, my right knee went out. My right knee went out, and like all the nurses was like, "Oh, Daddy, you're so cool about this." Like, yeah, I'm a pimp, baby. Let me get down this. And right when I saw his head pop out, I'm sitting there. I'm with the doctor. We're right here. That joint went boop. I went, oh, and my knee.
No man is prepared. No man is prepared.
My knee went out like it was daggone football. I was like, oh snap, my old injury, it's back. But it was great. He was healthy.
Excellent.
I got no complaints. It was
excellent. Too bad he can't come into the world with a good Superman movie.
Unfortunately,
they exist.
It exists.
They're out there.
It exists.
Premiering. Well, let me phrase that. Premiering.
Yeah.
All right. So,
real quick, Dre, I've never met you before. Good to meet
Beardo.
you. Good to be on the show with you.
Absolutely.
I think we're gonna have a good show here. I feel good. So we got Beardo. We've got Dre back. Dragon Lady's on a mission. She'll be back next week. And we're ready. So we're going to go right in. We're diving right in. Hail and howdy to everybody in the chat. We're glad you're joining us today. We're going to do abbreviated hail to the mods. All three of you doing your jobs. Hail, Jacob P. He's here for Beardo. And that's good. That's excellent. He wants to hear.
It sounds a little gay.
Well, let's be honest. It's going to get that way no matter how hard we try. And hail, Hazak, son of Joxer. Dead Man Talking, how you doing, my friend? Mob 19001, hello. And everybody else just chilling out, watching, not chatting. We're happy to have you here. Hit that like button. Links are in the description below for everybody. Let's get started. We've got a lot to go through. First of all, we start with the box office. We have to start there because this was the thing. Quick.
It just came out a little bit ago, right?
Yeah, about an hour and a half ago. Freshly uploaded about an hour and a half ago. But quick roundup just to let everybody know where everything is. Jen and I were a little wrong. It seems as though Lilo and Stitch will limp to $1 billion.
Ooh,
we didn't think it was going to make it.
Limp there,
limp.
yeah.
Really going to limp. It's going to limp there, but it looks like it's going to hit there.
I'm surprised Jurassic Park didn't eat more out of Lilo's pie.
Oh,
fuck.
Dre, write that one down.
I'm
please.
I'm writing it. I'm writing it right
Beardo
now.
wasn't intentional.
Yeah,
I'm writing it down.
Beardo, Dre takes the notes on when I have to go make clips for the
timestamps. Timestamps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, timestamp. He does that. Yeah. Anyway,
that's nice to have someone to do that.
He remembers most of the time, and when he doesn't, I have to. I download it and I skim through the entire video stream looking for my reaction to stuff because that usually tells me when I have to stop and get a clip. But yeah, so Jurassic World is in profit. It is in profit with its $180 million budget, give or take a little bit. It's basically in profit now, so it justifies its existence. Dre, real quick, did you go see Dinosaurs? Did you have a chance to see Dinosaurs?
Oh God, no, I did not go see Dinosaurs. I had no desire to see Dinosaurs.
Okay.
Well,
but
I have to tell you, it is way better than the last few Jurassic World movies. It's an okay movie. Yeah, it's not a high bar, but it's an okay movie. I enjoyed it well enough. There's a lot of issues with it, obviously, but when you've been served up Dominion, Fallen Kingdom, and even the First World, I think it is better than the First World, but only by a little bit. I'd still say it's worth watching. If you're going to watch any world movie, watch Rebirth. Don't watch it.
I saw it too. It's a weak plot. Weak characters, except for maybe like one or two, but it looks good. It's pretty. The music is good too. Sometimes I think some of the like where they place the John Williams score is sometimes out of place, but at least it's fucking John Williams and it sounds good. It's not this weird fucking electric guitar John Williams like in the Superman movie.
Butchering.
But at least there's dinosaurs. It looks good. It's a okay Jurassic Park movie, and I agree with Jed. It's better than the last two.
That's good.
Yeah, and with a 57% drop, that's a decent hold.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's.
I don't think anybody
make money.
Oh yeah, I don't think anybody is going to sit there and deny like Dinosaurs is going to hit $1 billion. I don't think anybody's crazy.
I may have exaggerated when I said 1.3. I was caught up in emotion. But it's gonna cross $1 billion because it's on a proper track. Week 2, over 500 million. It's word of mouth. It's not negative, but it's not. It's negative, but not super negative. But all these movies are Drek, so and they've all crossed $1 billion. So it's gonna get there. And
Dinosaurs are undefeated.
It's going to win the month. We're on track because now here we are. This is what we've been waiting for. Jed, I was right last week, wasn't I? When I said between 2 and 250.
You nailed it. You've been nailing it for weeks now, months.
I think I'm maturing. I don't know. I'm trying.
Oh.
Look at this. 217 global.
Dude, you said between 200 and 250 opening weekend, and that's right in the middle there. This is not a good opening. Everyone who's celebrating this opening weekend is deluding themselves. The budget is way higher than it has any right to be. The 225 is just the initial
lie. It's a lie.
It's a lie. But
Yep.
there's the tax documents that we've talked about, and the marketing's been absolutely insane. It needs $1 billion to at least justify its existence. A break-even point might be 850, 900 million, but billion's just the goal that makes sense at this point, and there's no way it's going to sniff at that. I think right now 500 to 600 is very fair and maybe optimistic at this point.
I mean, Beardo, 95 million international. The world would give a shit.
Yeah. I think realistically, like 600, maybe it has enough legs to get to 700 mil. But they've been lying about the budget for this movie, and it keeps bouncing around. What it was like 280, 300, and then last week it's like, oh no, it was only 180 mil. It's like they can't make up their fucking minds on it. And it's like, what are you taking out the cost of advertising and commercials and everything? It's like, because that counts.
$200 million worth.
Yeah, why are you lying to us about it? And this Superman's advertisements have been everywhere. Fuck, how much did they pay Fortnite to have an entire season of Superman dedicated to it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That cost a pretty penny.
Yeah, they even had to nerf. I saw they nerfed the mythic transformation. They lowered the percentage rate of it, apparently, in Fortnite. I saw a story about that last night. So, Dre, to use your words, do you think this is going to justify its existence?
I'm actually in agreement with Jed on this. This joint needs $1 billion to justify its own existence. I don't think that's up for any form of debate. Even if you want to take the fake production budget that's there of $225 million and still slap on, and I'm just going to be generous, $100 million in budgeting. Marketing, $100 million.
No, we know it's $200 million.
Yeah.
We know it's
that's
$200
confirmed.
million. That's confirmed.
Okay, so we're looking at the production budget and the ad budget of $200 million. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, it's $425 million, which is insane off jump. You need $1.1 billion to justify your existence because you're staring at the barrel of between 850, 900 million of break-even point. That's crazy talk.
Yeah.
So you need 1.1 billion just to justify this joint coming out. And
in 2 weeks, it's going to be fighting against Fantastic Four. So you're going to see a staunch drop off.
And that's the tough thing. And like, okay, I know we're going to get into the film later and all that great stuff. But the film has to have good word of mouth or it's toast. Let's just get that out of the way. It's toast. Like this worldwide box office has to, and I mean next week, has to hit $500 million.
It's not going to.
It's
impossible. With a 95 international premiere weekend, that's impossible.
Crazy.
The rest of the world the entire rest of the movie viewing world would have to wake up tomorrow and say, I need to go see Superman.
Literally.
And that's not going to happen.
Literally, you're 100% correct. This joint needs to hit $500 million by next weekend, or it's over.
And
it's over.
You talk about word of mouth. There has been a discussion on the streams I've been on for the past since Friday over the weekend, and let's isolate what the word of mouth is here to wind out to go through this box of discussion, and then the last question I'm going to ask you guys about what is Warner Brothers thinking right now. Word of mouth. This opening weekend, we've heard from, and I'm quoting other people saying this is not my original thought. We've heard from those of us who are watching this as our job to review this shit, as both nerds and fans, and taking our time to review and discuss this. You've heard our thoughts. We've heard the ultra fan stand chill. And there are legitimate people who I've spoken to who are actual real Superman fans who have really only two have given me reasonable explanations for stuff. There are those out there who are sharing their opinions. And then there's the people in the middle who are like, eh. And then there's the super negatives. I'm somewhere, as Jed put it yesterday. Jed, you're just like slightly under mid.
Yeah, I think low mid maybe. The more I think about it, the lower I get, though.
And that's a statement I made. The more you think about this movie, if you were in the middle, like it's okay, I think the more angry you're going to get. Because I took some time I took a whole night before I did my review. My thoughts are the same as they are when I made my review. I'm where I am, and I'm not super angry, negative, raging, but I'm down there. I'm right above that because I knew this was gonna be bad. Beardo, where are you on that level?
I'm at a 4.5, but
I'm at a 4 actually, so you're a little higher than I am.
I'm at a 4.5, but like Jed said, the more I think about it, and maybe on a potential second viewing, it could easily drop down to a 4 because I do have major issues with this movie. But there's some stuff that's cool, but the cool stuff is instantly killed by campy, corny jokes. James Gunn, Mr. Terrific's awesome scene on the beach when he's fucking shit up with his spheres when he's protecting Lois Lane. Super cool, but it's bogged down by the James Gunn music. I didn't like the music that was happening in that scene for it because it's an awesome scene, but the music just doesn't fit. That was a total Guardians of the Galaxy scene for me.
100%. I agree.
Thank you.
And the music doesn't make sense in the context of the film. At least with Guardians of the Galaxy, the musical choices with Star-Lord make sense. It's tied to his character. It's his way to remember his mother. But Mr. Terrific talks about a lot in the film. I don't do human emotions. I don't do relationships. I don't do this stuff. So he doesn't seem like the type of guy who would do a garish dance sequence like this almost and have music playing and try to be this cool guy. He's way more focused on the task at hand, way more analytical. So it feels like it's against his character. So from a writing standpoint, that's what I think even the music is antithetical to the writing that's been set up and a flaw in the script as much as anything else.
Let me say this. The Batman score is phenomenal. Say what you want about the movie.
Agreed.
The score of the
100%.
movie is great. Batman has his theme, but when we get to the Catwoman or the Cat Burglar moments in that movie, she has her own theme too. It's unique to her when she's on screen. In this Superman movie, Superman has his version of the John Williams score. When you get to Mr. Terrific, because I would say Mr. Terrific is the 1B superhero character in this movie.
He's the standout.
At least.
So you have
That
Superman
man got
who's
more
the-
screen time than anybody else.
Yeah, so
he
if you,
saved the day
so-
in the end.
pretty much. So
He
you
was
have
the hero.
You have Superman who's 1A, and Mr. Terrific isn't really number 2. He's 1B. Have Mr. Terrific have his own unique score too when he's on the screen. I think that would have fit a lot better than just putting some random fucking punk music for Mr. Terrific in that scene.
That's pure James Gunn, though. That is pure James Gunn. I'm going to do what I like. I don't care about anything else. I'm not making this for the fans. I'm making it for myself. But we'll carry on to that in the movie discussion. But what we have here then is we're obviously all displeased with this movie. And we've shared our thoughts. And now over the next week, there's the theme out there of this movie has been positively received. It's doing well. And like you guys just said, that's kind of a bit of an obfuscation of what's really going on here. The real discussion hasn't started yet with the regular population. They're first going to experience it over the next week as they decide to roll out and see it. The hardcores have seen it. The reviewers have seen it. We've shared our bits. And as Beardo said, we're tired now. I'm exhausted talking about this. I am happy for the next coming weeks to just follow the box office. That's the game plan. And there's something, there's a term I said last night, and Dermy stole it from me, but I'll say it again. What we've seen now in regards to this also is now the corpo cope that's going on here where, we'll be happy. They're going to roll out, though. We're happy with this 500 million, this 600 million. And I agree with Beardo. Its ceiling is 700 million, I think. That's right. That's where I think as high as could possibly go. And they're going to try and convince the world we're happy. But inside Warner Brothers Studios, what is the discussion you guys are thinking they're going to be having this week and the next week? Everything, because we know Supergirl's coming. God help us.
Oh boy,
God help us.
Well, I have the answer for you, Adam. James Gunn already said it. The word from the horse's mouth. He already said, if this movie loses money, it's not considered a loss. He said that.
He did.
That's
so
the cork of hope.
That tells me a few things. One, he's got job security. He knows that he's not going anywhere. He's with DC for a long time. So it didn't matter if this movie lost money. He's safe. That's why he said that. If this movie loses money, it's not considered a loss because he's still going to have a job. So, and that also tells us that they were all anticipating that this wasn't going to be profitable. Off rip. Because he said that before the movie even came out.
The $700 million
comment.
comment.
Anything like that unless you know it's going to be a failure. It's preparing for the worst case scenario or the most projected case scenario.
And you put that out there. This is a movie that should be celebrated if it's good. If it was good, we wouldn't be having these discussions. Beardo, you wouldn't have been on a stream last night. I wouldn't have had 3 different discussions over the past 72 hours about this, talking about my points about why it isn't working. And literally, out of the people I've either watched, read, or listened to, or actually talked to, I can count on one hand. Only 2 have accurately gotten it across to me why they liked it. Other than, I mean, Dre, you are our comic book maven here. You are the guy who I go to make sure I'm getting shit right with my little kid memory from way back then. When you hear it's like a comic book, it's colorful, it's this and that, is that an explanation for you of why it's good?
So 2 things I have to say. One, this is what I'll say. The film itself, I enjoyed the film for what it was. I do not enjoy it as a Superman film. As a standalone Superman film, I thought it was a disaster. An absolute disaster. As a fun popcorn film, and which I did not go in taking seriously because I knew James Gunn didn't, I was able to turn off my brain and enjoy the fun colors.
I'm happy for you. I couldn't do that.
And that's where it is.
Happy for you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I enjoyed the film for what the film was, not for what I wanted it to be. Because for what I wanted it to be, it was an absolute waste of my time. 100% waste of my time. But as far as people saying that it has accuracy, which to be fair, comic lore, James Gunn did his homework. He read a few books. He read a few books. Yeah, he read a few books, and some of it is pretty accurate.
He also watched a few TV shows for inspiration too.
Oh, yeah, he did.
TV shows that weren't connected to DC.
Not one bit. And
we'll get into that. I want to talk about that.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But but as far as people saying, "Oh, this is what makes the movie good," the movie is not good. Let's get that.
It's a bad movie.
The movie is not good. Let me say this one more time. The movie is not good. But I have
Dre, let me ask you.
Go for it.
With the tone and all the characters and how everything is bouncing around and it's so damn fast paced, clearly, I think we can all agree. And like even the people who like the movie admit this was made for a Gen Z TikTok audience.
100%. I don't think that's even debatable.
I think my question for you is for the tone of the movie and how everything was, and people are saying it's punk rock. I think it's more pop than punk rock.
I don't even know why that was even a theme of this film. The idea that, it's punk rock.
I think
I was in a cover band. I used to play an Ibanez G10. Okay. I know what punk rock is. Nothing about this film is punk rock.
Yeah, besides a few references here and there.
Yeah, just references. Oh, thank you. Oh, you got a poster. Oh, yeah, go jerk off in the corner. People don't know what they're talking about.
So my question for you is...
I would say pop. Yeah, Beardo, I agree with you. That would be pop.
Do you think the tone for this movie would have worked better for a Teen Titans or like a Young Justice?
100%. So if this film was...
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at too.
Justice League of America, or what do they call them? The
Justice Gang. He wanted to make a Justice Gang movie. 100%. That's what he wanted to do.
If this was just about... Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl.
We wouldn't be having this conversation.
I think like a Teen Titans or Young Justice.
100%. This film would have went over
And
real
we
smooth.
would not. We would be
Yeah.
having completely different conversations right now.
100%.
Completely different. But we aren't.
100%. Because that's the movie he wanted to make. And
Exactly.
in my personal opinion, he should have just made that.
Mhm.
In my personal opinion, he shouldn't have made This was
Ego.
Justice Gang featuring Superman. Let's tell the truth and shame the devil. All right. This was Justice Gang featuring Superman. And you know how you can tell that it's Justice Gang featuring Superman? Superman had no arc.
Thank you.
I want you to say this one more time.
All right.
Thank you.
We're getting into it now. Let's get this off the we know the box office now. Let's get into it. I'm asked this question. I asked this question on Friday on Ballbusters. I asked it again in a conversation last night. Who does Superman save besides Squirrel?
A squirrel. He saves the girl. He saves the dog that he almost froze to death. He almost froze. He almost froze to death the fucking dog. And he saved the little girl and the old lady from getting stomped on.
And the
Metamorphose
baby.
The demon baby. The demon baby.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He saves individual people, but he doesn't save the day at the end of the film.
Not even close.
If he had stayed
Crypto does.
Crypto does. If he had stayed in his pocket universe, virtually nothing changes about the end of the film. I think the only thing he accomplishes in especially the third act is defeating Ultraman. That's about it. Mr.
With
Terrific
a layup
figures,
from Crypto. With a layup
with the
from
layup,
Crypto.
yeah. Crypto does more work than him, but Mr.
Respect.
Terrific figures out what's going on. He's the one trying to stop everything. I think he could have done better with ordering an evacuation or getting his corporate overlords to say, "Hey, evacuate the city way earlier than it happened." But he's the one who shuts down the rift. His team is taking care of the invasion over in the Middle East or wherever it is. Superman could have stayed in the pocket universe and made virtually no difference to the plot. I mean, the split is happening because he escaped. But what does he accomplish? Ultraman is not enough of a threat. Crypto, yeah, we'll just watch the Crypto versus Ultraman fight. That might have been more exciting and more more effective.
I guarantee there's a cutout there of that fight.
Oh,
There's
I'm
a
sure.
cut of Crypto versus Ultraman.
Yeah.
And so what we have here is there, as I put it down, there are 2.5 plots to this movie. Plot one, Lex Luthor wants government sanction to kill Superman. And he does stuff to get that to happen. That's the essential boiled down plot of this movie.
Well, and when you boil it down that much, some of the stuff makes sense because, like he talks at the end, it's all about envy, all about ego, and wanting to be one of the greats. He mentions, I hate being compared to Galileo and all those great scientists of the past, Newton and whatnot, and now I'm competing with you. And I think that's why it makes a lot of sense that he doesn't just go after Superman. He doesn't just get Ultraman to go kill Superman. He wants that permission to keep his reputation intact. That's why at the end of the film, the news exposition that jumps in there awkwardly, showing the world what he's been doing this whole time. That's why that devastates him so much, because he's not the great man. The world isn't looking up to him as the greatest humanity's ever produced. And that, I think, is fairly intact. The acting and the dialogue and the way it's delivered has a ton of issues, but that idea, I think, is relatively solid.
And I'm going to grab something, so I'm going to throw this in. I'm going to grab something. There is something missing then from that, because as far as you mean the meaning, yes, that is a Lex Luthor plot, but that's a complicated Lex Luthor plot that James Gunn doesn't actually accomplish. It's very shallow. And to me, with all Lex's stuff, I just heard shouting angry man. Well, I didn't see anything. Go ahead, Beardo.
They forgot about it. Like that whole thing in the beginning where he wanted government contracts to put his military in his own private military into the government's military. First of all, that was forgot about. Second of all, that's a plot ripped straight from the fucking Boys TV show with Vought, putting Homelander into the fucking military. There's a few plots in this that are straight up ripped from the Boys and from Invincible, what they do with Jor-El. Jor-El is Omni-Man, and Superman is Mark Grayson from Invincible. That's how it is.
Let's get into
Jor-El
that.
is a Viltrumite and Omni-Man.
Exactly.
Plain and simple. That's what it is. It's like James Gunn watched Invincible and was like, that's a good idea. That's what I'm going to do for Superman. And then he watched the Boys TV show, and this is something that I didn't even realize until last night when I was talking on Flashcast. Ultraman is the comic book version of Black Noir in The Boys. If you guys know, spoilers, if you guys aren't familiar with The Boys comic, it's different from the TV show. Yes, but in The Boys comic, Black Noir is a Homelander clone that is used to be the Homelander silver bullet. If Homelander ever goes off the rails, they have the Homelander clone to kill the other Homelander to take over. That's what James Gunn did with this. And he looks like him. He looks like Black Noir. And that's literally what he is. It's a Superman clone to kill Superman. It's straight up from The Boys comic book.
And within that little storyline there, first of all, that the leaks were just about true. The only part that wasn't true is that he became Bizarro, which they've set that up by having him disappear into the black hole. That's
I think that's the intention, absolutely.
And Lex Luthor also said he's just as strong, if not stronger than you, but he's really dumb. That was put in there specifically for him to come back as Bizarro, I think.
Exactly, yeah. So they've done that up, but the problem is this. They had the one I was asked last night in a conversation, name one thing I liked about Lex Luthor, because I know I'm an outlier. I did not enjoy Nicholas Holt's performance. I found his Lex Luthor to be very passive, no ground.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like it. I know I'm an outlier in all this. I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. Point is, though, the one interesting thing I did see they had and they failed to really capitalize was the whole idea of brain over brawn. That's a Lex thing. It's like, I'm smarter than you. I'm going to outsmart you, do this stuff. It was just executed poorly because they didn't take the time to properly layer Lex Luthor. Because Lex Luthor, and to me, the best Lex Luthor is what you get in this right here. That's like that's the best Lex Luthor is what you get.
Oh, that's not debatable. That's not debatable.
Is that Clancy Brown?
Clancy Brown.
That is Clancy Brown.
Yeah.
Clancy Brown.
Yeah.
It's Clancy Brown. The layered supervillain. Everything. Yes, it's the core. I hate Superman, but there are so many layers. And I feel as though James Gunn, like Beardo just said, watched a bunch of stuff and wanted to emulate that, but then didn't know how to execute it, because at the core of this movie, James Gunn doesn't understand Superman. I've been saying that for half a year now.
So, Adam, this is what I'm going to say. As far as Lex Luthor was concerned, I thought his motivations in the third act were absolutely insane and didn't make any sense. He became the Joker in the third act. That pissed me off. Like, oh, I'm going to cause a rift in the entire world. That'll get
not Lex Luthor.
That's not what Lex would do.
Yeah,
that's a Joker thing.
Superman. When did they pick Superman?
They
do anything.
Perfect point. They didn't pick Superman because your little social media experiment instantly turned the world against him.
Yes,
with the fucking monkeys. The fucking monkeys were real.
No, the world didn't come back on Superman's side until the third act. So there was the world choosing Superman.
It was bizarre, and I don't know. Okay, James Gunn can't do nuance. Let's just get that out the way.
No.
But that was the part of the film that made me turn on Lex. Because throughout the film, I was pretty much on board. I'm like, hey, he's manipulating. He's going into the fortress. He's got all like pocket dimension. Granted, I think the pocket dimension was a little too much, but all the same, this was something like he's conniving and just trying to do everything to get rid of Superman. I'm down. When he pretty much put a plan and said, yeah, I'm going to destroy the world to get Superman's attention, I'm like, okay, you didn't turn him into the Joker in the third act. I'm out. That's what happened, and I was like, okay, that's not what he would have done.
If it was, I'm going to destroy the world and then save it to make it look like I saved it.
Sure,
that would have made sense.
Sure, agreed. But everybody knows that only you had access to that type of tech, and then you went and split the city in two, bro. There's no coming back from that.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Smokey One? That's my boy.
And what we have here then in the end is, that's why I have a problem with it. The core is James Gunn doesn't understand Superman, because as we said, Superman is supposed to save the day. But also Superman, and we go to the beginning of the movie here, the impetus, the catalyst moment in our in medias res movie, and I'll get back to that in a few minutes. Let's talk about the international incident that Superman causes. We're all familiar with how Superman would behave. Would Superman fly into a sovereign nation, good or bad, and smash shit up, take their leader, make him piss himself, and rub him up against a cactus for fun?
Yeah, threatened him.
Yeah.
He threatened him. Yeah, that was kind of messed up.
That's a Homelander move.
Yep, I agree, Beardo. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I could not agree more.
So
and it's portrayed as good though throughout the film because when that initially happened at the beginning of the film, when they're like, "Yeah, he got involved in this world conflict," I immediately hoped, okay, they're saying this is an early Superman, the first time he's lost a fight, even though it's been 3 years. Okay, whatever. As long as he learns from that mistake, as long as the point of the film is to say, "Yep, I shouldn't get involved in these conflicts. I shouldn't have behaved that way," and move on and become the big blue Boy Scout at the end. It's like, all right, I'll try to accept it until then. But the end of the film is 100% like, yeah, you were right about that the whole time. The Justice Gang who was against you making those decisions, they made those same decisions and actually did worse. A U.S. corporate-sponsored superhero assassinated a foreign world leader.
Yes.
That's way worse than anything Superman was accused of doing. That's absolutely insane. But the result of the film is Superman realized, yeah, I was right the whole time, and everyone should listen to me.
Thank you. And that's what I was going to say to follow up with Dre when he said Superman had no arc. This isn't a extreme comparison here. This is the problem that the MCU has been having of late with their female characters. What Star Wars, the sequel series, had as well, where none of their main characters are flawed. They're perfect. They don't have to overcome any obstacles. They don't have to overcome anything. There's no character arc where they need to change themselves or anything. Superman was right in the beginning, and Superman was right in the middle, and he was right at the end. It was everybody else around him that had to come to terms with that Superman was good the entire time. He didn't need to do anything different. Superman was perfect the entire time. I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
And
He had the hero's journey.
And when you think about that, that's the perfect segue to what I consider the B plot. Superman's supposed plot in this, his supposed arc is, what am I if I wasn't sent here to protect them? When we get our butchered abomination Jor-El retcon.
That was rough.
Yep.
That was rough. That was rough. I was in a theater with like two very seasoned gentlemen, and you can tell that they knew their stuff. Right when they did we had so many problems with that translation thing. I mean, everybody's just gonna believe it. Whatever. Like, so the translation, when it came down, like, oh, Jor-El sent his son to go and conquer the world. I'm like,
get bitty.
Me and the guy said it at the same time, like, isn't that Zod? We both said it at
I was thinking the same thing when I was watching. I'm like, what is he, Zod now? I was right there with you. Right there with you.
Like, like, Zod? Like, that's all we got from it. And so the guy next to me was like, who the heck wrote this? I'm like, yep.
Yeah. So one, that's totally invincible. That's Viltrumite behavior. That's Omni-Man behavior. But also, it destroys any kind of future Zod storyline, because that means that Zod and Jor-El would have agreed. Yep. Zod wouldn't be in the Phantom Zone. There's no Zod being exiled. Zod and Jor-El would be best friends. So why does Zod even have a point going forward?
And at the same time, it destroys the whole idea of the last son of Krypton to uphold the best of Kryptonian society. That's wiped out because you were sent there to make babies and conquer the world.
That was the wildest thing. Me and that dude, we didn't know each other from Adam, and we both turned and looked at each other at the same time. We were like, Zod? Like, yep. And we didn't, like, we looked back at the screen and was like, what's going on? And then we have the heel turn. Then the heel turn of all the people, like, oh my God, you came here to bang hot chicks and kill us. I'm like, but he hasn't.
Yeah, he hasn't done it yet.
I'm like, but he hasn't done
it. It's not even confirmed he's having sex with Lois. It's not even confirmed they're having sex.
She doesn't even love him.
Yeah, that was.
We'll get to that.
He told Lois. He told Lois in the first 15 minutes of the movie that he loved her, and not until the very fucking end does she say it back. Anyways, real quick, going back to Jor-El and telling Superman to spread his seed, take multiple wives, take over Earth. Wow. This is a James Gunn movie. James Gunn has done this whole plot line before.
Guardians of the
Galaxy 2 with Ego and with Star-Lord, how they're going to take over every single fucking planet because of Star-Lord. He's already done this.
He
wild
copied
stuff.
himself so many times. I replied to somebody on Twitter that said there was no copying of Guardians of the Galaxy at all in this movie.
Oh
No, it's everywhere. It's
Yeah.
all over the place.
Is there anything original in this film? Every little
Crypto,
plot point.
it's his dog.
Crypto, is that the
It's
most
not
we do is
his
the breed of
dog.
the dog? The breed
Oh no,
of the
yeah,
dog.
it's James Gunn's dog.
James
Yeah,
Gunn's dog.
it's
Yeah.
James
That's
Gunn's dog. Yeah.
original.
I think that the message from Jor-El is a really great example of, I think Beardo said it at the beginning of the stream, that there were some individual things that you might like that are immediately ruined, whether or not it's through jokes or bad writing or whatnot.
Yes,
When that
correct.
message first showed up with Jor-El, I liked it. Bradley Cooper being Jor-El is whatever.
I didn't know
but-
that was Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
Really?
The idea of it not being in English, I loved that because it's a thing for me. It doesn't make sense for me that every sci-fi society in every sci-fi franchise knows English. You have to explain it with like the universal translator in Star Trek, or at least try to explain it. And so the fact that they weren't speaking English, I love that. It's like, all right, that's a great idea, and they're doing the Superman like you're supposed to be hopeful, you're supposed to take care of humanity. It's like, all right, I can see a message like this existing. I like this idea quite a bit. And then they ruin it with the, oh yeah, you're supposed to guide humanity. You're going to be their servant. But actually, and it's a completely different message. Those two messages can't tonally exist together.
Exactly.
And they ruin that thing that I liked initially. And there's so many examples of that. Like one that Beardo and I talked about quite a bit at the end of the film or during the third act. There's this great shot of Superman coming out of the rubble. He's framed by the sunlight behind him. A great visual. But for me, it was ruined by 10 seconds before that. He's holding up a building to save one car. Just move the fucking car. And so I was already like, all right, yeah, this is a good
Jed, by that
visual.
time, you already been jaded. You're 2 hours in. You've already been jaded.
We're past saving the demon baby from the Barnacle River while Crypto save it.
Anti-proton river that leads to a black hole that he uses his freeze breath to escape
I'm
from.
watching this and knowing that Jed wants things, he's okay when you break from the hard science, but knowing that you're a hard science guy, you want things to even at least a little bit attempt to make sense. I'll think to myself, Jed's gonna have a field day with this part. He's gonna be losing his mind.
Anti-protons are 8-bit? What the hell?
Yeah. And how are they going to affect Superman? Although he maybe the whole kryptonite poisoning thing, kryptonite poisoning, I guess I can believe it. Maybe, I don't know. I guess.
So the kryptonite poisoning is a thing.
Dre.
So I'll give them that. So kryptonite poisoning is a thing for long exposure. So they did a good
Long
job on
exposure,
that.
not in it.
Yeah. To be fair. So here's my problem. Well, I have a lot of problem with that whole pocket dimension.
You mean the plot device? You mean the plot device?
Lex made it. They kept saying he made it. He didn't discover it. He made it. What the hell?
So all of that rings when I saw the saving of the demon baby, and when the black hole was sucking him in, and then he blew. That was reminiscent of pre-crisis Superman. For those that are of the uninitiated, pre-crisis Superman is the most broken Superman in the history of comics. This is
God Superman. We called him God Superman.
He is God Superman. He's the one that sneezed and created a galaxy. You know, like that's the Shed brain just shut down.
No, I can't.
So pre-crisis,
we called him God Superman back in the day.
Is this the Superman that like bathed in the sun for like 100 years to become gold?
Yes.
Become golden? Okay.
That's
all
it.
right.
That's the same arc, same pre-crisis arc where Superman is so he's God. Let's just call it like this. Let's just
we called him God Superman for
that's what he was.
Yes.
He was So that was reminiscent of pre-crisis Superman. And that's why I'm not giving James Gunn credit for this. But he tried his very best to feature every type of Superman he could possibly find in some way, shape, or form. The costume itself is 4 different Superman iterations. The costume itself. We have the New 52.
The New 52 collar.
The rebirth veins, the Kingdom Come crest, and the cape from
which is your favorite crest, Dre? That's your favorite.
I love that crest. I got the shirt right there, right next to me. It is my favorite crest of all time. And All-Star Superman's cape. 4 different Superman costume in the costume.
But
4.
But that's James Gunn being James Gunn because he chose that crest because that's my favorite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the one I like, so that's the one I'm going to use. Does it make sense to the story? Are they doing Kingdom Come?
Nope.
No. We were all thinking and hoping maybe they were going to do a reverse Kingdom Come with the Justice Gang and everything, and Superman fighting against the Justice Gang and pushing back on the whole corporate thing, corporatized superheroes. Nope. Just he liked that crest, and that's the one I'm going to use. And it's going to be the same thing with Batman Brave and the Bold. Why are they doing Damian Wayne?
Because James
Gunn likes Damian Wayne. That's why they're doing it. Fuck! Yeah. Anyways, real quick, going back to the super breath thing.
Yeah.
Every time Superman uses super breath, why is it freeze breath? He has super breath too. Why is every time he uses it, it's freeze breath? He almost kills the fucking dog and freezes it to death.
And you can see Metamorpho's tendrils are frozen. My problem with that scene, my thought is this, and Jed can probably agree with this. I'm thinking, where's the time dilation at a black hole? That's a black hole.
Yeah.
Where's the time dilation?
At a center of gravity that strong. It is a small one, but it doesn't matter how small a black hole is. There's enough mass there to create some time dilation, which would have been really interesting.
Yes.
Say like he was stuck down there for years and years and years. He comes back a changed man, and that's when we see him achieve the Big Blue Boy Scout. It's like, all right, I had time to think about the mistakes I made. I was in this torturous hell for so long. That is narrative meat. But it's
James Gunn doesn't have that capability to think like that. That's the problem.
My man was in there for 15 minutes flat.
Yeah. It was so, and on top of everything, and I'll bring it in now, because that scene itself encapsulates the problem of crypto. And it's just obnoxious from moment one. Everywhere. Mr. Terrific's upset he's going after the balls. Oh, but it's set up and payoff, Adam. No, it's retarded that crypto is going to be used to win the final battle. And crypto licking the demon baby when he's supposed to try to get him to save him. And just
is crypto trained or not? And
no.
That's why I really like. I really
the one line tells us he isn't. I had to get him out of there before he killed my parents' cows.
That's right. But that's why I hate the twist at the end where Supergirl is the owner of crypto. So Superman doesn't have this relationship with crypto to be able to whistle for him. And the few things he gets crypto to do, I don't buy that this dog he just met would respond to him this way. As someone who owns a real dog, and I know Beardo can speak to this as well, you can't just guess how the dog's trained and figure it out. Mm-hmm. I just can't buy that.
Supergirl takes the dog at the end, and then the end credit scene is Superman and Crypto on the moon.
Yeah.
The two end credit scenes are pointless. Do not stay in theaters for them.
Yeah. 1 minute ago, Supergirl just took the damn dog, and now why is he on the moon with him?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
The inclusion of Supergirl, it was offensive on so many levels. Not to mention they're doing that
too.
Oh,
there's so many. There's so many. Let me lay it out. Let me lay it out for you. Here's how I see it. It's so offensive. First of all, let's remind everybody, this is Tom King's Supergirl.
Oh, yeah.
Tom King, who ruined Batman.
Woman of Tomorrow.
That's what this is based on.
Dang it.
And she comes in, drunken party girl, bye, bitch, thanks for looking after my dog.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the antithesis of Kara. Kara wants... when we read the part of backstory, we're supposed to be her guardian. We'll skip over that part. I want to go to the point is where when she gets there finally to thinking she's going to do her job, no, her cousin's all grown up. He's Superman. Then she aspires to be what he is.
Yep.
Does she have rough patches? Is she perfect? No, but that's her arc before she goes into the future, becomes part of, I always forget their name. League of Superheroes, yeah. Before she does that. This is not that. It's disrespectful to both her and to Superman. And because, as I've heard it said now, and I agree, he just sits there and takes it.
Mm-hmm.
Does it? Because real Kal-El, real Clark Kent, real Superman would say, Kara, that's not how we do this. This isn't how a hero behaves.
Mm-hmm. You don't talk to me that way.
You don't talk to me that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she would understand because she wants that. I mean, one of my favorite things is in season 1 finale of Unlimited. Where Kara's going up against Galatea, who's Power Girl. And she's fighting her to the bitter end because of the lessons she's learned in this series from Clark.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not Supergirl. And here, and before I turn over to you guys, the problem going forward with this next movie, Tom King, a problem. I don't have a problem with Millie Alcock. The fact she doesn't look like a 15-year-old girl anymore is good. She doesn't look like a 15-year-old girl anymore. Now she's in her mid-20s. Problem is, though, people are going to judge this movie because they're Millie Alcock simps. They're not going to judge this movie on where it's good. That's going to be the biggest problem going into this movie, trying to criticize it and give it a fair, objective review, but being shouted down with, how dare you talk bad of Millie Alcock? That's what I predict, because I've had that already happen to me when I even say boo about Millie Alcock. It's like, what's the matter with you? What are you, gay? It's like, no, I'm just not into her. So it's just that movie's a whole problem. And I don't think Jason Momoa as Lobo will save him. Now, all right, Supergirl.
No, not gonna save anything.
Supergirl. So by the logic of the movie, from what we're told, she shows up drunk, and Clark says to the robots, she was partying. She went to a red sun planet so that she can drink and get drunk. Okay, that's fine. That makes sense. What doesn't make sense is she went to a red sun planet, so she's as weak as a human. How the fuck does she fly back to Earth? How does she fly back to Earth? She's got a spaceship. She's got a spaceship, and that's the thing. She goes back to Earth, which has a yellow sun, so she should be sobered up once she gets back to Earth with the yellow sun. Those are two big problems. How the fuck does she get back to Earth? Because she can't fucking fly, and she should be sobered up by the time she gets back.
Well, there's so many issues with that scene. I mean, I highlight the expositional issue. They always are expositing to the Superman robots who know all of this anyway. He's like, yeah, here under a yellow sun, we have a fast metabolism, so we can't get drunk. I'd imagine the Superman robots told him how the yellow sun works. Why would they need to know this? Of course they already know it. But I do have a comic book question for Supergirl, because if it's what I think is true, it highlights another major issue with the film. Okay. Is the Supergirl origin that we see and the CW show accurate, where she is older than Clark but comes later?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, perfect. So how old was she when she left Krypton?
So she was a teen.
Teens,
she was
like
a teenager.
16, 17.
Yeah,
16, 17.
Okay, perfect. So would a teenager be aware of the whole repopulate the Earth?
Yeah,
they'll be aware of that.
Values?
She should know what Jor-El's plan was.
Yes, 100%. Absolutely, 100%.
She never tells him what the rest of the message is?
Nope.
Never tells him, yeah, you're here to bang women.
Right. Yeah.
She
would know.
This.
She would know.
Write that one down.
Yeah.
57
Oh, yeah.
minutes.
I got it.
She would 100% know what this movie's Jor-El's plan was for Clark.
Well, maybe she's off at that red sun planet getting practice to do her part.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Supergirl, it takes a few extra steps to get impregnated.
I guess. But it's just a lot of bizarre. Let's see, once again, but this was the problem for me in general with Supergirls include. Well, I got a lot of problems, but
yeah,
I'll be right back.
Yep.
This is a Superman film. I don't need you during my runtime. You add that scene that they did with her coming home drunk. I hate the whole thing, but if anything, that's an end credit scene. At most, an end credit scene of her showing up and he's getting treated by his robots. Then she comes home drunk. At best, an end credit scene. Why is Supergirl in this movie?
Because the leaks told us she was. The leaks were right.
It's like it's all just very bizarre. And I want to be clear again. I still had fun watching this movie. I had fun.
But you had to turn your brain off to do it.
Absolutely, I turned my brain off. I had fun. But this is why I will give credit. Corn Sweat, I enjoyed his portrayal of Superman. I enjoyed it. Adam, I know you don't. You made yourself abundantly clear. But I enjoyed his portrayal of Superman. And whoever is the actual writers that participated in the crafting of Superman, because I know it wasn't James Gunn, that actually got him to love life. That aspect I thought was done very well, because we haven't seen that in many, many years. The value of life. Even though his attitude in the beginning, I really had a problem with him being flustered and all that other crap. I think Cornsweat did a very, very good job. In my personal opinion, he did a very good job. Also, like Lois Lane, I like the way she was depicted.
Yeah, Rachel Brosnan, very hot.
Yep.
She was a pretty accurate Lois Lane. A little bitchy at times, but accurate. Now, again, I preface that when I say, and I said this in my review, these actors can only do the best with the content they're given to work with.
100%.
The scripts are given.
100%.
And that was what she was given to work with. And when you take away the stuff that is sort of not Lois Lane, she still gets the job done. She looks like Lois Lane. She sounds like Lois Lane. Her arc is even a Lois Lane arc. I'm gonna investigate for something and find out the truth. Problem is, as we come back to it, Superman should have been involved in some of that.
I agree.
Because you go back to we're at literally an hour in, halfway through the movie. She's beginning to put the piece together that there's something going on with Lex. She comes to see him, and horrible moment of that. What's supposed to be a very important discussion between them, despite the fact that there's a silly battle going on behind them. Fuck you, James Gunn.
Oh, God, that was so infuriating.
What is Superman's motive in that moment? Am I going to go investigate what Lex is up to?
Sad.
No. And his motive is, I'm going to go find the dog because he's scared and alone. When in fact, the dog is chasing digital squirrels.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but like Adam, I agree with you. I agree with you a lot on that scene. I think the fight in the background was just James Gunn being himself. That dude cannot get out of his own way to save his life. Lord Jesus, just leave nothing. Nothing in the night sky would have been just fine.
And it's also detrimental to Superman because here's a problem I had with the Justice Gang existing in Metropolis. Hall of Justice side. I'm not touching that at the moment. I'm not touching Hall of Justice. How dare you use the Hall of Justice?
They sure did put that up there.
Metropolis is Superman's turf.
100%.
That's his city. No other hero needs to have a working facility or outlet or branch in Metropolis. Superman can deal with everything. Superman would not be sitting there having an I'm sad discussion while a dimensional being is shooting up his city.
So, and I think that's because a lot of stuff got left on the cutting room floor. I think that Maxwell Lord was going to have a bigger part in this, and that got cut out. So I think that's why in the movie the Justice Gang is in Metropolis, because Maxwell Lord is there as well. And you see Maxwell Lord at the end, and there's also one quick like blink and you miss it moment when the Justice Gang first shows up after the kaiju's down, and then Guy Gardner is saying, "Hey, we're the Justice Gang," from Lord Industries. Like, that's the only time they say it, because if you notice, Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, and Hot Girl all have the same symbol on their chest. That's Maxwell Lord's company or whatever. So they're all working. They are corporatized. Though the Justice Gang is corporatized, and that got cut out and left on the cutting room floor for sure. And I think that's why what you're saying, Adam, it does make sense, because it did get cut out. So we have to take the movie for what it is, and they don't explain it. Only that one throwaway line, "Oh, Justice Gang, Maxwell Lord Industries," but it still doesn't make sense for them to be in Metropolis if they cut that out. If they left it in, and Maxwell Lord runs his operations out of Metropolis, now you have an excuse for it.
There's just so much wrong.
There's an excuse for it, but it's and see, then there's a different story. Superman clashing with the Justice Gang. That would be a better story. Because
that'd be like Reverse Kingdom Come, which I thought they were going to do.
Yeah, and it would showcase Superman's ideals. But the Superman doesn't have any ideals other than, "I'm saving people." That's his ideals in the movie, while he's crying and having a meltdown in the interview scene, which is everything we saw that it was. It was everything we knew it was going to be. There was no, wait for the context. No, that was all the context. That was everything.
Can I talk about one of my favorite scenes in the movie?
Go for it.
One of the very few scenes in the movie that I actually liked that got fucking ruined by James Gunn, because James Gunn's gotta fucking do it. Well, we'll see. It's in in his parallel universe.
Okay, no, that's not it. Okay,
he's in the parallel universe. The hot dog vendor just got shot and killed, so Metamorpho decides, you know what, I'm gonna make this sun and help you get your powers back. Superman punches out, goes across, saves the baby, has the baby, and goes and saves Crypto. I love dogs, I love pets, so when he goes and crashes through the thing and saves Crypto, and then he stands up and he's like this, and that's the only time where they do the John Williams, I think, fair, and there's like da 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 da. But what? And I was like, fuck yeah, Superman, that's awesome. What happens? Crypto runs into him, starts licking him, and starts licking the baby and shit, and I'm just like, fuck. That was such a cool moment, and you fucking ruined it, James Gunn, with the fucking gosh damn dog fucking running into him. Like, let that scene breathe and let Superman stand there.
But Beardo, that's the problem. He can't do it.
Do you guys remember that scene? Like,
Yeah.
did you guys feel the same way how I did? I'm like, fuck yes.
So I was at that point. I was enjoying the fact that there was a callback to the Dark Knight Returns in that scene, with after Metamorpho created the fake sun.
Okay.
And how Superman, if you pay attention, he bulks up from the sun because like that's from Dark Knight Returns, because he took an atomic blast and he shrunk.
Right.
He shrunk really, really small, then he absorbed the sunflowers and all that stuff. So I was like, hey, nice little callback. That's fun. But I agree with you, Beardo. I agree with you 100%. Every moment where there's something intense or a moment of levity, it's cut down with James Gunn being himself.
Lex's speech at the end.
Oh my God.
With Crypto crashing into him right as he's making his point.
Yep.
Which was a good moment.
And I mean, every single one. Every single moment where there's a levity and you gotta let it breathe, there's gonna be an intense moment or something of some type of value. My favorite scene, I'm gonna keep it 100, is when we was talking to Pa Kent. That was my favorite scene in the movie.
It's properly emotional, even though I don't take anything away from that scene. It's a proper good scene. It's what Jonathan Kent would say to Clark to bolster him up. My problem is I don't like this portrayal of the Kents.
You don't like the bump.
And that's so.
That's fine.
I like the message. I like the message. I like that scene on the front porch when he's talking to him.
Yes.
The problem is, from what the movie showed me about the Kents, Mom, Pa Kent, I don't believe that message would come from that Jonathan Kent that the movie has showed us so far.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree. And here's the thing. We have many different Jonathan and Martha Kents we can compare this to, both live action and animated, many different shows. And this, I don't feel that these are the intelligent people that gave him his values.
No.
I just didn't get that.
It doesn't come off that way. And it was kind of weird. And once again, I mean, you know, I don't mind the bumpkin Kents. I don't really mind them. But I didn't like, once again, a useless scene in the beginning that makes them look like they're incompetent. That pissed me off. When she was like she was on speaker and didn't know how to use it and all that other stuff.
I've heard people defend that literally to my face. That's how we have people who are that dumb in the real world that don't know.
We don't need to show it though.
Yeah, we don't need to.
It's pure for comedy. You need to set up these characters as as good characters first. You don't start with a joke that makes them look dumb.
Exactly. You don't need to use Ma and Pa Kent for that reference. They are his moral center, which at the end of the film proves that they're still the moral center when he changes the home movie stuff.
Right.
So these characters will be his moral center, and you immediately make them look like morons in the beginning of this film. I can't stand James Gunn. I have a serious problem with his directing. I have a major problem because he cannot so that's why I got to question who was really in charge of Guardians 3. Who was really in charge?
Was he even there anymore when they
was he?
Yeah.
Was he really? Because that film had emotional beats when we're dealing with the animals and all that stuff.
There was a lot of dark stuff.
A lot of dark stuff
that he let breathe.
That just allowed that to go, and it made the film good. What he did here was a disaster.
He doesn't care about Superman.
Moment. Oh,
he cared about Guardians of the Galaxy. He doesn't care about Superman because I come back to it. He doesn't understand the core of what makes Superman Superman.
I can't disagree. And Adam, I can't disagree with you. I can't disagree with you because based on the preponderance of the evidence that he put on that screen, he wanted to do a superhero mashup film. That's what he wanted to do. Period. There was more daggone characters in this film than the Justice League movie. I'm going to repeat my black self. There was more characters in this film than the Justice League mashup movie.
And we said that was going to be a problem from the very beginning when they started announcing the cast. I said, go back. The receipts are in the streams. They're still up. I said, this is going to be an ensemble movie because that's all that James Gunn can do. He cannot do a solo movie. He doesn't have it in his DNA. He doesn't have it in his ability to write just a single character. He's going to surround Superman with a bunch of other people, and it's going to dilute his story, and that is what we had. Superman never saves the day. He doesn't solve any problems. Everybody else does it. Mr. Terrific solves the problem.
He sure does. He sure does. And look, I like Mr. Terrific. Not even just this portrayal as a character. I like Mr. Terrific. In most of his iterations, he's hailed as the third smartest person in DC, blah, blah, blah. I liked Mr. Terrific in this film, but I didn't want him there. I didn't want him there. I did not want him there. I wanted Superman. I wanted Superman in all my scenes.
Drake, here's the thing. You can back me up on this.
Go for it.
Clark Kent is not a moron.
No,
he's intelligent. I mean, he's not Batman intelligent, but he's smart. He conducts experiments in the Fortress of Solitude. He has a big enough brain to understand all these things, and they turn him into just an all shucks moron in this movie that lets everybody else get everything done. Especially, and we'll go back to the interview scene. They broke another serious lore point. Lois Lane has never interviewed Superman once in 3 years.
That's crazy talk.
It's only been Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Clark Kent's the one. And so how did they get together then? How did they get together if she wasn't covering him?
How did she figure out that Clark was Superman? How did that all happen? Because
they don't even love each other.
He's
so it's
wearing
not like
hypno glasses, so Clark looks completely like a completely different person than he does as Superman. So yeah, how does Lois Lane find out? It's never told.
And let's talk about that. That's one of the problems with this movie is that they throw us into this, and I'll bring this up now. I said I would earlier. I call this movie in medias res, the movie, beginning in the middle, and it never catches anybody up. They never take the time to actually connect you to this world. And I've been said, Adam, we don't need origin stories. And I reply, I never said the word origin story. I just said, give me a catch up, give me a quick breakdown. Show me through clips, show me through memories, show me through conversations, what's going on in this world. We know nothing. We know they've been in a relationship for 3 months. We know that they have a sort of angsty relationship when it comes to being able to talk to one another. And that's it. And that Lois, as Judge just said, she doesn't even love him. And I asked this question the other night. It was explained to me, well, Adam, by talking to everybody else and working through it and having the discussions with the Justice Gang and other people, she comes to realize she cares about him. Well, then why don't we have those conversations with Clark? Why does it have to be with the Justice Gang? Why does it have to be with Mr. Terrific, who clearly doesn't give a shit?
That's ridiculous. Whoever, with that example, it's like, I kind of like this guy, but I'm going to go hang out with his friends, and that's going to make me love him, even though he's not there. That's wild as an explanation for why she'd fall in love with him during the events of the film.
Especially, and I've seen Legatus
that's not just
bring it up in the
headcanon,
chat.
That's just making shit up.
And Legatus has been bringing this up in the chat several times. I've seen it. He never saves Lois Lane.
Not once.
Yep.
I mean, he saves every other person out there who's going to get crushed by something. Every time Lois is in danger, somebody else saves her.
Yep. And I got some problems with that too about another scene that happens in the movie. But real quick, Adam, you were talking about origin stories and telling a first story introduction into this universe, but not it being an origin story. We have it in modern DC, the Batman. Like I'm fond of the Batman. I really like the Batman. It's not perfect, but I really like it. It's year 2 Batman. It's not an origin story, but it's kind of like his first real big test where he needs to do his most thorough detective work in that movie. So while it's not an origin story, it's got enough oomph to it where it's like, okay, fuck, he's finally become Batman in this movie, although he's been Batman for 2 years. Like, you can do that. You can tell that story for Superman too. It doesn't need to be an origin story, but don't make it this fucking 1.5 movie. It feels like a movie in between movies.
And that
is what it feels
Beardo,
like.
I could not agree with you more. When the Jones started with an opening crawl, I almost walked out. I ain't gonna lie. I almost walked out, and the opening crawl, like, oh, he's been here for 3 years. Oh, like, so you're gonna just tell me what happened instead of showing me anything? Like, and I agree. I don't need to see him leaving Krypton as a baby. I don't need him to find the kids. None of that stuff. But I do need to know who this character is for me to care.
Give me a montage of him fighting his Rose Gallery.
Sure.
Fight Toyman, fight Metallo, fight Parasite. Give me something.
Apparently there was a novel, a prequel novel released for the film. They were the prequel novels.
This is full Disney sequel trilogy level crap where they can't explain the plot of the movie in the movie, so you require a bunch of other books and
Go
comics
do your
just to
homework.
make it almost make sense.
Dre, you're the comic book enthusiast more than all of us here. I'm assuming. Me and Jed, we were watching Superman 78 the other night. We were talking about what would be like a unique Superman villain for him to fight and like or go up against in an upcoming Superman movie. What was his name? Dr. Mixel Pickle Apocalypse something. It's a little guy.
Mixie yeah.
Mr. Pillix?
Yeah, Mixie Pillix.
Mixie Pillix? Dude,
I always said Mixel-Pix.
Make him the fucking villain in a Superman movie. That would be awesome.
Now, see, Beardo, now you're playing with fire. Because now, if you want to play James Gunn, now is your time.
That's comic
That
booky.
would be the James Gunn, like that would be his realm to do something like that.
Perfect in his wheelhouse. It's absurd, abstract. You can
and
put
it's
all
magic.
types of nonsense.
It's magic. Something Superman can't deal with. That if you want to talk about take kryptonite out, Superman cannot fight magic. That's something that kicks his ass every time. That's where you call in Dr. Fate. So
See,
or Shazam or Black Adam.
See, now you can actually build something from there. Now, I wouldn't use Mixie Pillix in the opening movie. I wouldn't use that. I personally would use Parasite, but that's me. I'm a big Parasite. I love Parasite. I don't think Parasite gets the recognition he deserves. I think Parasite would have been a good opening villain. Because what was the villain? Who was the villain? Who was the villain in this movie?
Monkeys.
No, the villain. I mean, yes, it's so the easy answer is Lex. But Ultraman, I guess
he wasn't really he was on the strings. They were
I got my
controlling him
gripe
like a
with
PS2.
Ultraman. I really want to have an
Superman.
in-depth conversation about Ultraman in this movie because I got some major fucking problems with that.
Go for it.
Oh yeah, it's lots of problems. Go for it, Beardo.
Door's open. Go for it.
So we talked about it earlier about how James Gunn got the inspiration clearly from The Boys and Homelander and Black Noir. I'm not knocking that. I'm not when I say that he got the inspiration from that. I'm not saying that that's a negative. It's a really cool story. It was a cool story in the Boys comic books. I think it's a neat idea. He didn't follow through with it with how they should have. Why call this guy Ultraman? Because Ultraman exists. Ultraman is a character in DC. He's from a different universe in the multiverse. He's the leader of the crime syndicate. He is a Superman from another Earth. That is Ultraman. He is a real developed character. 100%. Why the fuck did James Gunn say we're going to make a Superman clone and call him Ultraman? Why? If he's ultimately going to become Bizarro, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Give him a unique name. Give him something completely original we've never heard of. Just call this motherfucker something. Why Ultraman? Because if James Gunn, if this thing is going to steamroll ahead and we're going to get 10, 15, 20 years of this James Gunn DC universe, eventually they're going to get into the multiverse. Maybe you do want to tap into the crime syndicate and Crisis on Infinite Earths. Like, eventually you're going to do it, maybe. Ultraman exists. Why give the audience this stupid name in only Ultraman character that is just going to be Bizarro and then do a real Ultraman later? That pisses me the fuck off. Just call him something different, something original.
Power Man. Go Power Man. It's generic enough.
Something. Yeah. Not Ultraman. Ultraman is a real character. Leave that alone for now.
That's James Gunn thinking I'm clever. That's all it is. I'm clever. And they're gonna, and the nerds are gonna think I'm clever, even though he's never talked to nerds ever at this point. I don't think, because he doesn't care.
I have a lot of problems with the Ultraman stuff as well, because it's another example of what I think could have been a really good idea, taking the name out of it. But there's the inconsistent portrayals throughout the majority of the film. When he's in his Black Noir type outfit, he's stoic. He doesn't say anything. He's just there, perfectly poised all the time. Then you take off the mask, he's Rage Monster, yelling, screaming, being all over the place. There's narrative meat to the idea of an evil Superman that we haven't utilized. I would love to see kind of what I mentioned a few times. If this is an origin in to the character that we know and love, not necessarily the origin story, I want to see why he becomes the Big Blue Boy Scout. So having an evil Superman be there and being all the worst aspects of his character drawn out, seeing the worst that he can become, so that he makes vows to himself to say, all right, I have these rules so that I don't become that. There's narrative meat to that. There's no reason for Ultraman to be a Superman clone other than we need someone who could punch real good. There's so much potential with an idea like this that it's utterly underutilized, though.
And Man of Steel did it better with Zod.
Sure did.
And
yeah, unfortunately, I think Man of Steel is a better movie.
And
that hurts me.
If we're going to do comparisons at Superman, again, I'll pull from Dini Universe here. Justice Lords.
Yes.
Justice Lords.
Oh man, Justice Lords. That's good stuff.
I mean, that is a Superman who reached his limit with Lex Luthor. After so many things, and then the murder of Flash, decided to say, F it, now I am going to rule this world because you all can't rule yourselves because you're this and that. And that is a parallel that could be built up. But once again, you have to do the work. And in my opinion, by starting us in medias res and all this stuff, it shows me James Gunn doesn't want to do the work. And I'm not saying origin stories. I'm saying drop us into these individual movies. I mean, we know now he's talking about there'll be a Wonder Woman movie, there'll be this and that. And I mean, and also, I mean, we have other Green Lanterns in his universe. We know they're there. We're getting Lanterns at the beginning of next year. Probably watch Hal Jordan bend the knee to Jon Stewart, which isn't...
I do like the casting for that movie, but I like the casting for this movie. Or sorry, the Lantern's going to be a TV show.
Yeah, it's HBO Max. Yeah.
But I like the casting in this movie. I like the casting for Lanterns, but I'm worried, bro.
I feel like they're going to screw over Hal to uplift John, which you don't need to freaking do.
You don't need
John
to do that.
freaking Stewart. You don't need to do that with Jon Stewart.
And in the Justice League, I mean, Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan, they're interchangeable.
Yep.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm afraid of that show. I mean, we'll cover it. That's an easy watch. It's an easy cover. And then of course, Supergirl is going to happen too.
God.
And he moved that. That was in his Gods and Monsters timeline that Dre and I picked apart a year ago.
Great.
That
was 2 years ago.
Was 2 years ago? It was 2 years ago. Okay, it was 2 years ago. Wow,
Adam, we're getting old on this show, man.
I know. This is episode 181. Very old.
Wow.
But I mean, no, we've talked about how Supergirl was always on his thing, but it was way down the line. They picked that up, they moved it, they've eliminated a whole bunch of other things and moved them around. I mean, the Waller show is still going to happen. God, why? I don't know.
Why?
It's still in the pipeline.
Yeah, we know Peacemaker's happening right in front of us. And why did they?
That's another thing. Okay. You want to talk about James Gunn's narcissism and arrogance is that this Peacemaker, John Cena, was in the Snyder universe, but because it's James Gunn's character, he gets to jump timelines into this one because it's James Gunn. Yeah. James Gunn made it, so we're just gonna pick my character that I did his TV show, take him from Snyder and put him into this one. Why? Does it make sense? Gunn. No, it doesn't make sense.
That dude's a disaster. Yeah. That man has no idea what he was doing. He lied several times.
James Gunn is a liar.
He's a liar. He is. So apparently the Suicide Squad still happened. Apparently. The Suicide Squad still happens because
I didn't watch Peacemaker 2. Does it explain in Peacemaker 2 how he jumped to
No, it's a separate one. It's a new Peacemaker. It's a multiverse Peacemaker that we see now.
This is bull. And but this is my thing. Everything still happens
from the Suicide Squad.
But really? Still, yeah. But this is the thing. That's still Adam, the problem is this. Adam, this is the problem. The Suicide Squad still happened.
I know.
In this DCU.
So this is the Superman that Idris Elba shot.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. It has to be.
He said the Suicide Squad is canon.
So
Starro happened.
Starro happened.
Wait.
Bloodsport happened. All this stuff still happened.
Nathan Fillion played the guy with the arms, and he played Guy Gardner.
So Rick Flag is still dead
because that's his dad. Yeah, because that's Rick Flag Senior.
Rick Flag Senior. Yeah. So General Flag, the dad, took over all the other operations. Like if you go and watch Creature Commandos, they make reference to the Suicide Squad and all the crap that happened. That movie happened.
I know. Yes, this is still lining up with everything James Gunn said. All this shit is lining up. Breach Commandos happened. And no, Brad, we haven't gone to that yet. I haven't mentioned that. We will bring that up as just the ridiculous of it all. And so everything's connected. And now suddenly Clayface too. Remember, Clayface is happening. You're getting Clayface before you get Batman.
But we've already had Clayface.
Because
haven't they learned
Batman,
from Sony making villain movies without their title characters?
We just lost Beardo. He's crashing out.
I didn't know that. I didn't watch Peacemaker season 1 or season 2. I didn't watch Creature Commandos either. I am baffled.
Yep.
I tried season 1. I couldn't make it through.
None of this. None of this makes sense now. Nope. It's not even a reboot. It's just a soft reboot, is what it is. So what? So Cavill and Cavill Superman and Corn Sweat? What? Is this are we doing multiverses now? Multiverse? Is the Snyderverse still alive? Is Cavill flying around out there? What are we doing? God, fuck!
I know.
It's his ego. Just make it a full reboot.
Yeah.
This is the problem. This is the problem with starting with something that's in medias res without
I need a Tylenol.
Without certifying what's going on in your world. And this is why I kept saying that's why it's a problem. This world feels lived in with no connectivity. You don't have any connection because you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's legitimate. Excuse me. You have to go then look at what James Gunn has said. And when James Gunn says that, you realize he doesn't care about it making sense. He just cares about what he likes. We come back to that again. James Gunn cares about what he likes, not what about the fans want.
I don't think that's debatable.
His rule is it funny? All right, we'll do it. Not doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you're right. So, I mean, well, we could go anywhere. I mean, Brad brought it up a second ago. He's mentioned it several times. He's the first one to mention it to me because I didn't recognize it. They even rehashed, because you guys say you just watched 78 again. Lex Luthor wants to own land again.
Yeah, he does.
Yes. Yep.
It's James Gunn is not original. He's not original. He copies himself, copies other people. And in the end, what we have here is a movie that, as we talked about way earlier, it's being praised, it's being received positively. But as I said, the more you think about this, the more problems you find.
That's why, Adam, I said I have to turn my brain off.
But that's not healthy.
Have fun. Oh, it's not healthy. I didn't say anything about healthy.
And also,
Adam, those are the words I said. I didn't say health. I said I enjoyed it once I put my brain in a coma. I had fun with the flashing colors and it was well acted. It was absolutely well acted. But the story, the plot beats, the Gunnisms were just over the freaking top.
This is a regurgitation of other Superman movies and unrelated TV shows. This is, like you said, 78 with Lex Luthor. Also, it's Batman v Superman too, because with Lex Luthor trying to get government contracts to kill Superman, that's BVS. You have the Invincible stuff with Jor-El. You have the boys with Omni-Man. With Ultraman, with Black Noir and stuff. Like, none of this is original. The score isn't even original because they used John Williams from 78.
Butcher the John Williams theme for that.
And come up with almost no
it's never
stuff.
used well.
And let me ask you bring up the score. Unless you're one of these people who finds one track and listens to it incessantly for an entire day, can you remember a single tune from this movie outside the butchering of the John Williams theme?
Nope.
No, I know and remember that I didn't like the Mr. Terrific song, but I don't remember what it sounds like.
I don't know what that song is. All I know is it's a James Gunn thing.
Yeah. But it was just John Williams, and he played it about fucking 20 times in the movie for no reason, and just out of pocket scenes. It's like, it's like, what? Why is this here right now?
And here's the problem now. I want to go a couple more things, and then we can wrap this up, because we're starting to go in circles is the problem. I feel that now. We're starting to go in circles. One more thing about Superman's morality. I mentioned earlier when we talked about when he went to the president and this and that of Baravia and cactus piss, all that kind of shit. He'll do that to human being, but when it comes to the kaiju, oh no, we have to save the kaiju.
Put it into a space zoo.
So his moralities are all skewed here.
It's
And then
inconsistent.
when he annihilates the Planet Patrol guys, I'm gonna just blast you guys with heat vision. Yeah, I don't care. I'm just blasting everybody at this point. It's fine.
But apparently they lived. Apparently, because what he was shooting was their power sources on their chest.
I'm sure some people suffered more than just minor
Oh,
damage.
And they still fell.
Yeah, they just
Even
fall.
with that alone's enough.
So there's that, and then here's something that I think went under the radar, and I think is seriously some sick shit. Eve Tessmacher, her whole plot with, first of all, Jed, coincidence that she just happens to take every single selfie at an important moment.
She's not doing it on purpose.
No, she's not. Now, Eve Tessmacher, completely retarded, hot, completely retarded, in an abusive relationship with Lex Luthor.
Yep.
Clearly, at the end of it, he's throwing shit at her. He throws her in the pocket universe, in jail with other girlfriends, all this stuff. Then here comes Jimmy Olsen, Don Juan Jimmy,
my
man. That first of all, it's like okay, calling her mutant toes, ha. He's her source, blah blah. She's his source, blah blah blah. Great, he's worked himself into the revealing that Lex is the bad guy and all this stuff plot line. But then at the very end, and I don't know if it's just me, but this bugged the hell out of me. She's just been in a massively abusive relationship, and they're going to transition her into a loveless one and make a joke out of it. Where Jimmy's like, oh, all weekend together? It's like, something about that just doesn't sit right with me. That they're glossing over.
Sit right. Because, once again, James Gunn doesn't know what he's doing. He has no idea how relationships work. He doesn't understand the nuances. He can even make freaking Lois and Clark work, for God's sake.
Yeah.
They were on the fritz in the beginning of this film before we even know anything about the relationship.
And then
he doesn't know what he's doing.
So that bothered me. I didn't like that. And then on top of that, you have all these other characters in there in the Daily Planet. Yeah, Cat Grant, her tits were bouncing everywhere. That's great.
Oh, yes, they were.
But what purpose did she serve in this movie?
No,
Can we talk about her for a second? And the other Daily Planet people? What was the fucking point of them all getting in the Mr. Terrific ship?
I don't
and
know.
Just floating around. It's like, all right, dictate. And why do we need these other guys there? They're like, how many does it hold? 6? All right, we'll bring you just in case we need you. I thought they were going to go
for no
get
reason.
evidence. There's ways that you could make that make sense. Like, because of the rift, power's gone out, internet's got out, so they've got to go to a Daily Planet branch in Gotham or some shit to connect to the internet and upload the story. Or they're documenting it. They want to be up there with the footage. They're live streaming everything so everyone will know the truth. Something. But they act like it's a big heroic moment to get in this ship, and then they don't do anything.
Yeah, it's just Perry, Jimmy, and Lois doing the article.
Yeah, they wrote an article.
Which is something that Superman should have been involved in some way, shape, or form, but wasn't, of course.
But there's no Clark Kent in this movie besides one scene, and it's virtually irrelevant. Mm-hmm. I love the dynamic between superheroes and their alter egos. That's why I really like Batman Begins. It's one of the few Batman films where you really see how different these two men are. And we get no Clark Kent in this. And in the Snyderverse, we didn't really get a whole lot of Clark Kent either, except for in BVS briefly. I want to see investigative journalists. I want to see the nerdy, awkward guy, so we understand why people could be confused between the two. The hypno glasses just makes Clark Kent irrelevant. I mean, he doesn't even need to do the hair or the slump shoulders that he does. The glasses do the whole thing. There's no point in changing your acting.
They're old school lore, but it's why do you even have them if you're not? Why is he even being the Clark Kent goofball if it's you have the hypno glasses? I mean, it's none of it makes sense. All right, so does anybody else have anything you want to throw out there? Because I feel like we've reached a logical conclusion. It sucks.
I believe you reached a logical conclusion, but this is one thing I will say: just the film could have been worse.
It could have been worse.
It could have. I mean, I said at the beginning of my review, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I still think it's bad.
Like it is a bad film, but you can have fun with it. That's all.
One last thing I wanted to say that I haven't said before is apart from the one scene where the engineer decrypts the damaged message, if you take her out of the movie, it's the same movie.
Yeah.
Her character's
Yeah.
pointless.
Yeah.
I literally
Yeah.
forgot she was in this movie.
She's there to spread her nanites and choke him in space, and then he's gonna. I don't understand. Okay,
Ultraman could have done worse.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't understand the Ultraman engineer Superman fight scene completely. Yes, she's choking with the nanites. Great. Why did he go into the atmosphere and come back down?
I don't know.
Was it re-entry? But
well, no,
nobody
that
got
was to slam. There was to slam out the nanites from his lungs. Apparently, it doesn't make sense, Adam. It doesn't.
I don't know.
But that's
it wasn't
what he
enough
did.
of an impact.
I thought there was gonna be like a whole let's heat it up through re-entry and burn them off.
Yeah.
I thought it was
gonna be space. Those nanites can't operate in space.
Yeah.
I assume so. Going into space and they stopped functioning.
I'm
And then
almost
the
certain
engineer
it
dies
was
up there.
just gravity and force that forced the nanites out.
And they barely went into the ground. They went through
I
3
know.
feet of tarmac, and then they were in the tunnel down there. That was
Another
it.
part about that whole thing that doesn't make any fucking sense is the nanites went into his lungs, and you have the whole fucking control room saying, "Oh, it's in his lungs. Superman can't breathe anymore. Superman's gonna die." Superman flies in space, motherfucker.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Yep.
So what do you mean? His lungs, he can't. Superman flies around in the vacuum of space. Fuck you. The nanites are gonna kill Superman.
Well, they said he can hold his breath up to 20 minutes, so I think the Superman can be in space up to 20 minutes, is what they were trying to explain.
This one? Fuck.
Well,
fuck
that's
you,
ridiculous.
And, you know, we mentioned that one. I think we should throw it in there. The Superman's beat up the entire movie.
Mhm.
He's beat up, and it takes. And yes, Ultraman is a Superman clone. Yes, and it takes somebody serious to beat him up, like Darkseid, Mongol, Lobo. It takes somebody with a serious power level to damage him.
Batman.
Batman has a plan to do it. Batman needs a plan. He needs
time.
setup and prep time. That's always the question. Setup and prep time. Batman beats everybody with setup and prep time. That's a given.
Yeah.
But in this sense, it's just essentially there's no feeling of strength from this Superman once at all in this. The opening scene is exactly what we saw was going to be, the crash and burn, which Jed coincidentally is in front of the Fortress of Solitude.
Very, very lucky.
What
that's
a
when he
coincidence.
lost it. Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, he doesn't win a single fight on his own in this movie.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. And it's one thing to have sometimes Superman get help, but that's in we're talking about an Omega level threat situation.
Yep.
Where Superman's gonna have Superman can't take on all of Apocalypse by himself.
Yeah.
He can handle Darkseid, but Darkseid has minions. And other people have to handle minions. Or as again, the series finale of Unlimited, when they're invading Earth, it took every single Justice Leaguer, an auxiliary to fight all around the planet to hold back Apocalypse, while Superman and Batman took on Darkseid.
Yep.
You don't need to weaken Superman to make a movie to show that he has to go through a crisis. And weakening Superman the way this movie does, physically and emotionally, I'll come back to it again, proves James Gunn doesn't understand Superman. You can tell these stories without doing that. You can and you have to understand Superman's breaking point comes at either a villain who is a true threat like a Brainiac or a Darkseid that can overcome him because these are massively powerful beings, or if he's reached his emotional limit, like watching Lois die or watching Flash get killed for Justice Lord, stuff like that. You have to understand the core. And I don't buy the argument Superman's not an interesting character. I don't buy that. You can't make all this. You can't make multiple live-action TV shows that were successful for years, or at least the recent one moderately successful that has still got 4 seasons. You can't do that and tell me there's no stories to tell about Superman. There's something interesting about Superman. There is. You just have to understand the character. Is it a lot easier to understand Batman? Yes, it's a whole lot easier to understand Batman. Is it easier to understand Wonder Woman? Yes, but Wonder Woman doesn't have an interesting rogues gallery. So it's very hard to put her in situations that makes it fun. You have to latch her onto other people's stuff. Is it interesting to make a Green Lantern show? Oh, hell yes. Send Hal or John off into the galaxy. An underrated show on the Cartoon Network a decade ago, the Green Lantern CGI show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Dealing with the Red Lanterns. That shit was awesome. I
It was.
love that show. That was great. No man escapes the Manhunters.
Yes.
That was good. So I
It
mean,
was
that was great stuff right there. If you understand these characters, especially DC, which is different from Marvel. DC, we're talking about literal gods. The DC superheroes are gods and are massively strong. Once you comprehend that and properly build the stories, you can do it. But you have to take the time. You have to give a damn. And James Gunn doesn't give a damn.
Let's go. I'm hyped right now.
I want to watch Superman now.
It's a good show.
Yes.
Go
I
watch
still need
good
to get
stuff.
New Adventures. I still need to get. It's all I'm missing. I'm missing New Adventures and I'm missing Batman Beyond. Then my collection is complete. Because I got TAS over there too. I got that. I got all. Right. Final thoughts. Anybody? Go.
Yes, just real quick. I agree with what Dre said a lot earlier in the stream. I really like David Cornsweet in the role. He was actually my favorite part of the film. Mr. Terrific does more, but I didn't connect with his character as much as a lot of other people did. David was my favorite part of the movie. Lois, I hated her. She was such a bitch. She was right in that initial interview. She was asking correct questions and challenging the mistakes that Superman made, but I got no chemistry from them. But the one thing that everyone's been saying online and whatnot, and we briefly talked about it here, that I have to push back against, I don't like the Kents. I'm actually offended by the Kents and their portrayal because as someone who, I grew up a little redneck. I grew up in a very small town, a town of 400 people. We didn't have a gas station within an hour's drive of where I grew up. Like it was in the middle of fucking nowhere. This film depicted the Kents like someone who's lived in a city their whole life, who's never seen anything except for Duck Dynasty about what it's like to live in the countryside. You think Duck Dynasty is everyone who doesn't live within city limits. And they were portrayed like stereotypical Southerners. Kansas and the South are different places. And I think it translates over James Gunn's perspective on small town folks being idiots, and that's why they were portrayed as technologically unsavvy. But I think that translates over to Clark Kent as well, because like you said, Adam, he's not that smart in the film. He doesn't figure out anything. He doesn't do anything. And Lois and Perry White both mentioned that he sucks as a journalist. His writing is terrible. His prose are terrible. So he's an idiot. He's probably only there because he gets this exclusive access to Superman. That's probably why Perry White hired him. It's like, all right, you can interview Superman all the time for some reason. We'll hire you for that. So I think James Gunn doesn't understand small town life, doesn't understand what it's like to be a redneck or what it's like to live in a small town at all. And he thinks they're all stupid. So Superman had to be a little dumber as a result, and the Kents as well.
Beardo.
4.5 for me. There's moments that I liked that are ended abruptly by James Gunn isms, and that's pretty much it. So I did like Cornsweet in the role. I liked Cavill better, but Cornsweet did fine. I do like this Lois Lane as far as the casting goes. Rachel Brosnahan is more Lois Lane to me than Amy Adams. But she,
agree 100%.
Yeah, but she doesn't behave like Lois Lane. Like she's a hyper extreme version of Lois Lane. I'll say that. She's Lois Lane boss mode.
All
Lois
her
Lane.
faults are exaggerated in this.
Yes,
version.
a very exaggerated version. Thank you. A very exaggerated version of Lois Lane. I liked Guy Gardner. Nathan Fillion
was
crushed
fine.
it as Guy Gardner.
Great casting.
Take Hawkgirl out of the movie. She's irrelevant. She's another one.
It turns out it's reincarnation Hawkgirl. It's not even legitimate Hawkgirl.
It's not Shayera Hall.
Yeah, it's
not Shayera Hall. It's reincarnated.
Yeah.
What?
It was reincarnated. It wasn't Thanagarian Hawkgirl. Nope.
Yeah, it's Kendra.
Yeah.
And
The
you have to
Mexican
go.
one.
You have to go to IMDb for that. They don't even tell you in the movie or in the credits. You have to go to IMDb for it. I mean, I said in my review, I talked about that because excuse me when I'm doing this, I'm not going to go to IMDb to get a casting name when the movie should tell me which Hawkgirl this is instead of screeching when she flies.
Yeah,
Screeching was horrible, and the fisheye close up while she was flying and screeching when she was.
Have you seen the meme?
It's a 4. It's a 4.
Have you seen the meme? Have you seen the meme with the dude Yeah, have you seen the meme with the guy, with the black dude who freaked out? Yeah, you see the meme? Yeah, you see, I told you, Beardo, I told you, man, the more you think about it, the more you're going to find wrong with it. It only goes down the more you think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it. Yeah, it's a 4. It's a 4.
It's a 4. I didn't like it. There's moments that I thought were going to be cool that were cool until they weren't cool anymore. It's a 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. Dre, you gave your final thoughts already, right? That was
Oh, and I didn't give my final rating. Look,
okay.
I know you guys gave it a 4, but I'm actually going to give this joint a 5.5. I enjoyed it. I had fun. If I didn't have fun, this joint would probably be a 2 in my personal opinion. I had fun, and I think that the acting for what was given was done very well. I think this is a well casted film. I like Corn Sweat. I even like Lex until the third act. I liked all the casting for these characters. I like the comic book accurate other characters, not Superman. The comic book outfits, anyway. The outfits were done very well. It's just too much crap in it. It's just
too much James Gunn.
Too much James Gunn. James Gunn's the problem. There's too much James Gunn in it. There's too many characters. There's just too much. If this was a streamlined, Superman-oriented, no other distractions, we focus on a legitimate big bad, we could have had ourselves easily a 7, 8, 9 film. But this joint's a 5.5. I had fun, and I can take that away. I wasn't beat over the head with some messaging and no craziness.
There was no agenda in this. We can say that we have beaten the crap out of this movie based upon its merits as a flawed nerd movie.
Yep, 100%. There was nothing in it that was like love women or whatever the nonsense is.
Yeah,
it was on its own merit, and for that I have to give it credit that it didn't want to sit there and sodomize me with some type of political message. I have to give it credit there because so many of them have done that. So I have to give credit where due. But outside of that, I enjoyed the colors. I enjoyed the action sequences, but the story is so lacking that there's no way that I can justify it being higher than a 5.
You just have to go a little downsy to enjoy it. That's all.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
It was his Papa brain. He was so tired from the baby.
I was tired. Look, I had to sneak out of here just so I could go see it.
That's what I said. I said, Dre is going to find a way to see this movie. He's going to, because he has been waiting to have this discussion. He knows that he's going to find a way to see this movie.
Yep, and I
While
sure
the baby
did.
and the mama are asleep. He's out there.
He's in the out the window, you know. So I enjoyed it. I had fun, but as far as a quality film, it is not that
bad movie. And if you want to hear all my thoughts, my collected thoughts, which were basically aired for the past hour, are all in my review. Go watch my review, enjoy it, and then let's say our farewells, because that was topic of the day. Although, we can't just say Black Superman was canceled 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was. It's been
3 years ago.
Outside my balls.
Yeah, outside. Yeah. All right. Let's go around the horn, Sarah farewells, and get on with our day. Jet.
Well, yes, you can all find me on YouTube at Hollywood Scholar, just regularly scheduled live streams this week with Saturday Night Drive-In, but Adam will talk more about that when we get there. Thank you, Beardo, for joining us. I think we had a great discussion about Superman. Obviously, our new favorite Superman movie. I think we can all agree that it's our favorite movie of all time.
It's got me over 4,000 subs. It's my new favorite of all time.
Yeah, congrats.
Dre, when you're not carrying the baby on your shoulders.
Yeah, when I'm not doing baby time, I'm actually returning to YouTube tomorrow. Praise the Lord and pass the bacon. I will be, basically what we just discussed today, doing more in-depth dive on everything with what happened with Down with Superman, in my personal opinion, how I feel certain things went well, what didn't go well, and we'll also have a wrap-up of the newer box office, if anything that's updated. If anything's updated, we'll review that as well. But we're going to have ourselves a good time on the Brutal Planet Comics YouTube channel. And so that's going to be a whole lot of fun. Also, hopefully this week I'll be reviving my gaming channel, The Brute Plays. I'm finally getting some time back. Lord Jesus, help me. Finally getting some time back. So finally get to play some Pokemon.
I got to make a love connection. Yes. I'm going to make a love connection. You guys, Dre plays Pokemon, Beardo.
I adore Pokemon. Pokemon's my thing. I'm the 9-time Pokemon champion, if you didn't know.
Yeah,
I like that.
He's beaten several times.
That's what's up. Me and you, we got to do some things.
Fuck. Wait, hold on. Are you ready?
Right. Yeah, we're ready. What do you got? Hang on.
Wait, are you playing like the mainline games or trading cards?
Mainline.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect. Time for nerd offs.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna full screen. No, we gotta leave it on for Dre's reaction.
Yeah.
Dre's reactions.
He has a Pokemon cabinet. Yes.
So, Dre, I'm sure you're familiar with Pokemon Leaf Green.
Oh my sweet Jesus, yes.
But do you have 2 Pokemon Leaf Greens?
Why do you have 2 of them?
Wait, hold on. But do you have 3 Pokemon Leaf Greens?
Beardo, are you trying to tell me that you're better than me? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Wait, hold on. Pokemon Sapphire, Ruby. I got another Ruby version. Fire Red. Hold on. I'm not done yet.
He's not the whipping out.
Have you indulged in Pokemon Pinball?
Oh my God, yes. Oh sweet Jesus, yes. I played
Pinball.
I had the pinball joint, and I had the original digital trading card joint that was on the original Game Boy. That joint, amazing.
Jed,
do you have 2 Pokemon pinballs?
What is happening?
We might need to leave, Jed. These guys.
I think Dre's questioning his marriage vows right now.
Hold on. I'm sure you're familiar with the OGs, Pokemon Red,
of course,
and Pokemon Blue.
But do you have the green
and Pokemon Yellow?
Yellow's fine.
Got all 3 of those.
How do you have them? How do you still have them? That's a decade.
Familiar with Pokemon
Silver? That's my favorite one.
Okay.
Silver.
So you know Gen 2 Silver and Gold version, right?
Of course. But is there Crystal as well?
But do you have 2 Pokemon Gold versions?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Do you have 3 Pokemon Gold versions?
This is obscene.
3 Pokemon Gold versions? You were asking me about Crystal version, right?
Yes.
That was the question that you asked me?
That is the question. Okay, so he has them all. Talk about gotta catch them all. This man does have them all. Good Lord.
Hold on.
We're not done yet. But wait, there's more.
Game Boy Color.
Got my Game Boy Color. Fuck. Wait, hold on.
Does it still work?
That's the real question.
It does work. Some of the actual batteries in the cartridges don't work.
Oh, that makes sense. That's age.
Give me a second. I'll be right back. Hold on. Don't end the show. I'll be right back.
I won't end the show. I'm happy to play Love Connection. I'm happy to do this.
Yeah, we got.
I gotta admit, I completely forgotten until this very moment. I was like, Dre's gonna talk about gaming. He's gonna mention Pokemon, and Beardo's here. Beardo loves Pokemon. Oh, I'm just gonna let this play out naturally. I'm gonna let this play out because it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be glorious, and Dre's gonna be like, we need to.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah, we definitely got. Is that milk? Oh, it's a water bottle.
It's milk.
Ooh, great ball. Oh wait, no, I got my master ball. Hold on.
Oh, there we go. Now he's ready. He's ready now. There we go.
I get my master ball up on that joint.
So my great ball has my DS games in it.
Hang on, he doesn't have headphones on. Let me get it. Let me just have headphones
okay.
So yeah, the DS games. That's great.
So my great ball has the DS games in it. I got Pokemon Soul Silver version.
Oh, that's good.
I got my Pokemon Y version. Pokemon Platinum. What's this one? Alpha Sapphire.
Jed, I'm feeling a little inadequate here right now.
Ultra Sun. Pokemon Ultra Sun version. And regular Sun. That's all I got. That's the end of my game collection.
Unbelievable.
As far as
that's
the
amazing.
OGs go. Wait, no, I do have an Emerald. Oh, dude, Dre. You want to see something fucking cool?
I do want to see
got something fucking cool, dude. Oh, shit. I don't get to brag about this often. You want to see something fucking cool?
Yes, I do.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
You gotta go another one. He's gotta go again. Jay, aren't you glad you showed up today?
I am glad I showed up. I'm glad I
Anyway, while Beardo's getting the thing, I'll just run down. To me, tonight, as usual, I'll be on Wormhole Watch. You can catch that on Duke Devil 95, Bradley Burnett, every Wednesday, the edited version. I'm not gaming tonight because I am gaming. I have to do something horrible. I have a femboy simulator they're making me play.
What's going on?
It's a new thing, Dre. I rent out my time for 30 minutes, and they make me review and play horrible games now.
All right, I'm back.
And I'm his
All right, Dre.
Yeah.
Oh
All
my
right,
god!
Jay, can you guys hear me?
Get that mic.
Yeah,
I hear you loud
We
and
got
clear.
you. We got you.
Check this out, dude.
Hey yo! Oh, SP Ray Ray, let's go.
This is a custom-made, one-of-a-kind Game Boy SP with Pokemon Emerald version in it.
That is pretty darn sweet.
Yeah,
Holy
I had
crap.
a fan made this for me. He does this for a hobby, and he
That is
sent this
so
to me.
cool.
He just sent it to me for free. He's just
That's
like, "Hey, bro,
cool.
I'm gonna make you a DS. Sorry, a Game Boy Advance." But
That
yeah,
is so
bro,
cool.
fucking
God.
awesome with the Rayquaza on it. Yeah,
Great nerd moments. I feel proud. I've made a love connection here. My good deed for the year is done. I can rest easy now knowing that you guys will ride off with the Pokemon Sunset together, and Jeremy will be jealous.
Trey, which game are you planning on playing this week?
So I'll probably be on Scarlet this week, and hopefully, because I had a buddy that's supposed to tag team later on this evening, and he's supposed to be built. He said that he built a new competitive team, and so I've got to tune up his butt cheeks on. That's just the reality. And we'll see if we can see if we can do it. We have a whole series. We have a whole series on the Brute Plays channel where we play each other a bunch of times, and a couple of times they actually got me. But 9 times out of 10, I gotta give him the old side of me.
All right, then. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for our single topic discussion today. We hope you had a good time. We appreciate each and every one of you. You can hit that like button, subscribe to everybody's channels, and we'll see you next week with the box office update and other shit that goes down. The internet will provide. Thank you, everybody. Have a good rest of your day. Take it easy.